Hi, I'm Darcel Lobo and I own DAL Law Firm in Normandy Park, and today we're going to talk about what to do if you don't know who to name as the personal representative or executor of your will or as successor trustee of your revocable living trust. With both options, we need to pick someone who you trust to administer your estate, whether you're going to use a will or a revocable living trust to handle your affairs. Now, if you're married, it's going to be your spouse. But what if you're not married? Or what if your spouse predeceased you? Sometimes I have clients where even though they have children, maybe they don't want to name their children as the administrator of their estate in whatever capacity they'll be serving. They don't want to name a child. Maybe that child is not good with money. Maybe they have multiple kids and are concerned about the kids fighting or there being any kind of dispute, and they want someone neutral to be in charge. But they don't have someone to choose. They don't have someone else to name. Or maybe there's no spouse and there's no children, but they don't know who to name. Now, you can name a friend, you can name another family member, but for some clients, they can't decide. They don't have someone in mind to choose to serve in that capacity. And our office does not serve in that capacity. So I'll be your attorney to prepare your estate plan and to assist with it, but I will not serve as the trustee or as the executor of your estate. So what do you do? Who do you name? Well, in these instances, I discuss with my clients naming a professional executor or a professional trustee. There are professional fiduciary companies that will act in this capacity and administer your estate according to the terms of your trust or according to the terms of your will. Many banks will also serve in this capacity. So if you have a bank that you've used for a long time, that you have a relationship with and one that you trust, we can inquire with that bank as to if they serve in fiduciary capacities. Now, some banks, if they do offer this service, sometimes they have minimum requirements. Sometimes they require that you actually are a member with their bank. So I want to figure out what are their requirements, what are their rules for serving in that capacity, and also as important, what is their fee? Because they're not going to do so for free, right? It's usually going to be a percentage of your estate. Is going to be the fee the trustee charges. And it's probably going to vary depending on how complex or simple your estate is and how much long-term management your estate may need. Now, some institutions can be expensive and some, not so much. Some are more reasonable. So it's important that whoever you decide, if you decide to use a professional trustee or a professional executor, that you understand how that fee structure works if you're going to go with that company as the fiduciary for your estate. Now, many times they won't act as power of attorney. So you have to figure out exactly what capacities will they serve in and how can we include them in your estate plans. And so usually when you let me know who you've decided as far as a professional company that you want to serve as your fiduciary, I will reach out to them and figure out how do we properly name them in your estate planning documents. For some banks I already know, I've worked with them before, but we will check with them to make sure that we have them named properly. And so that is something to consider. If you feel unsure, if that is stopping you from getting your estate plan done, that you don't know who to name, well, we can solve that problem. We can get your estate plan done by naming a professional corporation to act as your fiduciary. And again, you can always change it. So if you name a professional fiduciary now, but maybe in a few years from now you decide that there is someone that you do want to name, we can always do an amendment or a codicil to your trust or to your will to make that update and make that change for you. So it's not set in stone, but don't let that prevent you from getting your estate plan done if that's been the reason you haven't gotten that done. It's so important that we have a plan in place for you. No matter how simple, no matter how complex, we want to ensure there's a plan in place. So if you need help with your will, if you need help with your revocable living trust, feel free to give our office a call. We'd be happy to help. You can send us a text as well. Our number is 206-408-8158, or you can visit us at dallawfirm.com. We'd be happy to help you, and I will link our contact information below. Thank you and have a great day.